I don't know about you, but I feel like every time I get to the end of the year, I feel like it just flew by. And often it can leave you wondering, what did I actually do? What did I actually accomplish? This is why at the end of every single year, I take some time to reflect on what the year was. It's kind of similar to what I do at the end of every single day, where I ask myself the question, what happened? So I'm going to walk you through what you can do to reflect and revise as you head into 2025. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm Lise Cartwright, online marketing coach who specializes in helping you integrate your human design, email marketing, and publishing into growing a business that's easy and fun for you. And today we are going to dive into how you can analyze what happened this year so that you can really reflect on what you actually did and what you might want to change as you map out your goals for 2025. So grab a notebook and let's get started. So why should you reflect in the first place? Because it's important to reflect and understand exactly what you've done. By reflecting and reviewing and understanding what you've actually done this year, it helps you to, one, feel really good about what you've actually done, and two, also tweak and refine what maybe hasn't worked so well. But you can only do that if you're actually paying attention, if you've actually gone back and had a look to see what worked and what didn't. It also allows you to gain clarity so that as you move into the new year, you can really focus and hone in on what's working really well and then ignore everything else. So we always want to start this entire reflection process by focusing on the positives. What worked well? You don't have to have a ton of questions as you do this reflection exercise. It really can be as simple as, what worked well? I do recommend that you get yourself into a space where you feel really good. So whenever I do this, I go to my favorite cafe, I take my favorite journal, sometimes my iPad, and I sit down with a huge big cup of chai latte and just sit down and give myself this space. That could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour. Typically, I don't put any time limit on this process, but you want to get out of your office, you want to get out of the house, you want to go into an environment where you feel really good about what you're doing. And for me, that is a cafe. So choose your location wisely when it comes to doing this process and give yourself the gift of taking the time to do this. Take your favorite tarot cards, take your favorite whatever you need to get yourself into this process is super important. So we start with that one question. What worked well? What did you achieve? Now, I find this so much easier to do by having my planner with me. So my physical planner, which looks like this. If you're wondering what it is, it's called the Progress Planner and it's by My Goals. I'll drop that link below. And so what I do is I take my planner, and this is a 90-day planner. So I only have to take a few of these from the year. And I just go back through month by month and I just jot down what happened this month, because as part of this particular planner's process, there is a 30-day, a 60-day, and a 90-day checkpoint in the planner that actually gets me to go through and do this anyway. So it's really easy for me to be able to get a quick bird's eye view month by month as to what I've actually done. So whatever you're doing now, if you don't use a planner, if you're more someone who's, jotting things into your Google Calendar or whatever it is, just make sure that that's what you do. Go back through every single month and start categorizing and cataloging what you did and what you achieved. Do that. Now, that's probably the process that is going to take the longest. And remember, acknowledging your successes, no matter how big or small, is going to boost your confidence as you move into planning for the year ahead. So take the time that you need to go through and do this. And then we're going to dive into the next step. So the next step is what didn't work well, right? So literally after you've gone through that same process, do the same thing again, but now through that lens of what didn't work well, or what challenges did you experience month to month? and write those down. And as you're going through this, you're probably going to feel a little uneasy about some of those things, and it's totally normal. That's why we do the positive stuff first, because it puts us in a much clearer mind than if we started with the negative first. And it's not always a negative, right? We often need to make mistakes to learn. So as you're going through this, I want to add in another layer to that question. So what didn't work well, or what challenges did I experience, and what did I learn? By reframing it that way, it allows you to actually sit back and go, I actually did learn something. But also, it might show that you kept repeating the same mistake again and again because you didn't learn. And so that is the only reason why we will consistently repeat the same mistakes again and again, because we didn't take the time to sit down and understand why we made the mistake and how we can fix it moving forward. So adding in what lesson did I learn will also help you highlight what that actually looks like. So this is why I definitely recommend giving yourself at least a solid hour to go through this process. Now, you can choose to do this entire thing any time of the year. It doesn't have to be at the end of the year. I personally do this around my birthday because my birthday is in November, and December is when I'm typically in holiday mode, spending time with family. And so I love to do this around my birthday because it just kind of coincides with my birthday reflections too. So you can choose to do this whenever you want. You can choose to do this around your own birthday, or you can choose to do this at the end of the year, or you could choose to do this at the beginning of the new year too. Entirely up to you. There is no right or wrong way to approach this reflection process. Okay, so now that you've gone through and done the reflecting piece, let's think about how you're going to set intentions for the new year. Now, I use the word intention on purpose because at the end of the day, we can set goals, but sometimes goals can make us feel really bad, particularly if we don't achieve them. So when we map out intentions, it means that we intend to do this, but how we intend to do that thing is completely flexible. So I'm going to share what I do to kind of set my one-page business plan, and it's through setting intentions. So I'll set the intentions for the year. So you'll find a template below to go and grab that. It's in Canva, but you will see up on the screen very shortly my actual plan for the year ahead and what those intentions actually look like. Here's how you want to think about setting those intentions, particularly when it comes to your business. What do you actually want to accomplish, right? What does that actually look like? Be specific about the money you want to earn, be specific about the offers you want to create, be specific about the audience that you want to impact, how you want to impact them, and then break it down, right? So you have this one pager, and then that's when you sit down and start to break things down into 90-day chunks. You'll also see popping up on the screen right now my 90-day plan, and I literally rinse and repeat this at the end of each 90-day block. Now, it doesn't have to be based on every single quarter, although that definitely does make things a lot easier. It just depends on when you are sitting down and mapping this stuff out. So don't be afraid to just simply start where you are when it comes to mapping out those 90-day plans. And then the final key to all of this reflecting is to not only sit down and create those intentions, create those 90-day plans, is to also hold yourself accountable. So this could look like sharing your goals, your intentions with a friend, with a mentor, in a community that you're part of. And if you happen to be a 1K Lab or Cultivate member and you're watching this, share your wins or in our Q&A area as well, so that everybody else can see what you're intending to do. But hold yourself accountable. Make sure that you're not doing this in silo, because if you are someone that needs a little bit more prompting, that needs a little bit more, let's make sure that you're doing the thing. That's why accountability is so important. So at a minimum, share this with a friend and make a pact with them to check in on each other every month. How are you going with your intentions? What are your plans looking like? How's your 90-day plan shaping up? right? Those are the things that you want to do. Now, you can also set those as reminders in your own calendar so you can hold yourself accountable too, because you do not have to do any of this alone. So, to recap everything that we've just talked about, you want to reflect on what you've done this year, reflect on your achievements, reflect on the things that went really well, reflect on what didn't, and make sure that you understand the lesson that you learned from all of those things. And if you didn't, that you know what that lesson is going forward, that you have clarity around what that looks like. And then make sure that you sit down and set your intentions, create your 90-day plan, and then hold yourself accountable based on whatever that looks like for you. And that's it. Go ahead and set some time aside to do this for yourself. And if you are in a position where you just know that you want to grow your business beyond where you are right now, then I would encourage you to come and join us inside the Cultivate membership. More details below, or you can go to hustleandgroove.com/TCM and you will find more details. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of the day, week, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video.